Hey, I'm Jeff, the junk seller, and this presentation is going to be about four photos that I picked up today. They're generally photos this size are generally considered yard longs. These were they had dimensions like 8 or 10 inches tall by as little as 3 feet long, 36 inches, or I think the longest one was 50 and a half inches. But I picked these up today in Mineola, Texas. I've gotten quite a few great images from there, and those will be subject to of several other presentations that I make. I don't know how it is that great images come from there, but I visited a guy that I know. I believe the shop is called Big Red Barn Sale, and it's there in Mineola. I've gotten some great stuff from him before, and I went in today. I was out shopping. At the conclusion of Canton, I had about $1,000 discretionary. I'll spend most of that next week at the Highway 80 sale, but I wanted to go out shopping. I went to Athens. Travel actually went down to Palestine, Texas yesterday just to collect some information. But while on the way there, I shopped a couple of shops that I like shopping, and I picked up some pretty good stuff there. I don't know that any of it will be featured. Maybe on the Canton post that I make when I set up next month or in a few weeks. But I got some really great stuff today, but the stuff that was exceptional were these four rolled up photographs that all had to do with Fort D.A. Russell in near Marfa, Texas. And I haven't been able to find any comps on any of this stuff. The photographs had to do with them retiring the horses for the cavalry and moving into the mechanized stage. But I've provided four videos of the four different um, uh, pieces of photographs, and I'm like to show them to you here. This photo measures 10 inches by 48 inches, and it's titled "A Farewell Salute to Our Faithful Friends." It's the First Cavalry Regiment at Fort D.A. Russell in Marfa, Texas. And it's dated 1932. This is when the cavalry was giving up their horses to become mechanized. And this is all of the horses on one side of the photograph. Mind you, this photo is 4 feet long. It's an absolutely enormous photograph. And I got four photos. All of them are related to this Fort Russell. And here's everybody with their swords out in salute of the of their horses, the farewell to their faithful friends. All the way over here to where they have an automobile on the field. I'm sorry about the shadow there. I can't quite get the lighting right. But this was provided by National Photo and News Service of San Antonio, Texas. But it's an absolutely enormous photo. This is another photo of the same cavalry regiment from Fort Russell in Marfa, Texas. Here they're mounted on their horses. This one measures just a little under 10 inches by, I think, about 50 and a half inches. This one's been difficult to unroll without tearing on the edges. This example is a little bit rough. There's some chips out and some cracks in the film, and it's wanting to split on the ends. But just another absolutely fascinating photo from the same fort that I believe the fort was closed in 1946. This photograph is also from Fort Russell, and it's an actual yard long. It measures about 8 inches by 36 inches. The title there is "Farewell to Our Faithful Mounts." Again, it's about the ceremony that they had at the fort about moving into the mechanized stage and giving up their horses. It looks like about every 7 inches along the bottom part of this photograph, it's wanting to have a split from previous efforts to straighten this out. But all of these photos need a little bit of care, but they're absolutely fantastic. I was unable to find comps or any similar images, so these might well have been worth the purchase price. This photograph measures 8 by 44 inches, and it's simply titled Fort D.A. Russell, Texas, 1932. And there's some identification of some of the mountains in the background. That writing is a little bit light. It's hard to read in person, and it's difficult to pick up on this video. But this is the fourth of the rolled up images that I bought today. So the reason that I wanted to make the presentation about these 4 yard longs is these are actually scarce photographs. You prefer that they're street scenes or city scenes. Railroad is another good subject when they do a portrait of a train and all the crew standing out alongside of it. Most of them that you're going to find are military. Uh, you hope. I mean, this was a pretty good scene with the horses and the salute to the horses and the cavalry being retired. But you hope that it's biplanes or tanks. Early tanks. And I've had a biplane photograph before. I undersold it. That was early in my photo dealing career. But I've paid pretty good money for these. I think I've paid $80 for a yard long before. I got these for $25 a piece. I did not even question whether I could get a better deal or not. I just paid them $100 on them. I felt like I could at least get $300 out of them, and I'm going to sell them as a group. It's going to be fairly difficult. I'm going to have to present them through video like this because you just don't want to handle these very much. They're going to have to be conserved, put down on. I think at least one of them is going to have to, maybe two will need to be glued down to a backing board. Some kind of conservation work done to them. But I've been on the internet and I only got them today, but I haven't been able to find any copies of these images. The closest I came was to a panoramic view of Camp Russell, or Fort Russell. Now this fort started as a camp Marfa in 1911, and it became important. It became Fort Marfa, and it became important during the Mexican Revolution. But it closed. I think soon after this photograph, it closed for a year or so and reopened. It was budgetary constraints because of the Depression. But during the Second World War, it served to house German prisoners of war, and it was also used for a camp to train U.S. military in the use of chemical weapons. But I'm gonna offer them as a group, try to sell them as a group, and I suspect I'll get 300. I may even get as much as $500 for them. I don't really know yet. It depends on how belligerent I want to be about the price, but you know, I stumbled into these. I wasn't even searching for these. I was out just I had a little bit of money and I was out trying to get new inventory for Canton here in a few weeks, and I visited a couple of honey holes that I know, and I came up with these. I stumbled into these, and Mineola for a town just over 5,000 people, it has produced a lot of really good images, and some of those other images will be parts of presentations made here in the future. But I wanted to share this. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a like. Please go and see some of my other content. And if you like it, please subscribe. But thank you for viewing.